Yeah. Southwest London. But the vibe is strictly Long Beach. Check it. Step in the room, fresh suit, tailored fine. Liam Rosie, losing class from day one, divine. Shaking every hand, greeting the press with a smile. Polite with the ink slinger, staying for a while. But wait, hold up, he's a red devil at heart. Taking the bridges wheel, man, that's a risky start. Nice to meet you, how you doing? It's a charm offensive. While the bridge is looking on, getting all defensive. Don't buy a house yet, don't even sign a lease. The contract's long, but the piece is gonna cease. Yeah, keep
So hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel, and welcome back to our talk. Yeah, there's a lot that has actually happened, and it's been quite a while since we did a live stream, and you know very well that a lot has really been happening at Chelsea. So before we even start, can you just tweet a comment on where you're watching us from, whether you're able to get me quite well, and let's proceed. Let's talk about Chelsea. Let's try and talk about Chelsea. There's a lot that is happening. Questions to do with the project. The wheels seems to be falling off when it comes to actually with the so-called project that Rosinia and whatever Clear Lake are actually trying to do. And it doesn't look quite great. It all started with the fans talking, coming up and starting to talk about whatever is happening. Now it has reached a point where even the players are speaking out. The players are asking the simple and vital questions that all of us are asking. All of us are asking these questions. And because of that, we do find a situation where there is no harmony between the club and the players. There is absolutely no harmony between the two. There is a lot of disconnection between the fans and the management. And now some players are actually coming out. And it started with Enzo Fernandez talking about Real Madrid. He started to fantasize about Madrid. He started to say about how he enjoys, he would like to live in Madrid. And you know very well, when players are starting to talk about these things, they are having that knowledge. They are having that desire. They are having that love that they are actually trying to indicate and put themselves out there that they are available for a move. And then it was like the club as usual, BlueCo with the PR. You know, BlueCo are one of the greatest people when it comes to PR, and they know very well how to handle fans when it comes to PR. So they went and started to do a PR on Enzo. Oh, you know, Enzo Fernandez will be going. Chelsea are looking to sell him. Oh, Enzo has been unprofessional. Oh, we have to get rid of Enzo. Enzo is disrespectful to the club, is disrespectful to the fans. And just like many fans had bought the Maresca out PR that was being pushed by some paid bloggers by the club, they also started to buy the Enzo Fernandez out kind of PR stunt. And it has come out quite clear that Enzo said it. And he also went ahead and talked about how the changing of the manager in the middle of the season was actually problematic. And it's something that I always say. I always say that it is, I know very well that Chelsea were not in good terms with Mauricio Pochettino before Pochettino left. But I think they made the right decision by departing with Mauricio Pochettino at the end of the season. They allowed Pochettino to have the season. They allowed Pochettino to have whatever he had on the season. And towards the end of the season, that is when it was quite clear that they were doing away with Mauricio Pochettino, because Mauricio Pochettino was trying to build a team. And to them, they never wanted a team. They wanted what we have now. They thought that Mauricio Pochettino, having a record of developing young players, will come in, help them develop young players. And once Pochettino does that job, they'll be picking up players from Mauricio Pochettino's first team and be handing it over. And just take it and handing it over to whoever was actually concerned with the Chelsea team. So once they realized that this is actually what is happening, they now had to adjust. And off they did with Pochettino, and they brought in Maresca. And Maresca was like, okay, this is a young, talented squad. It's an opportunity. I'm from Leicester. Let me scale up. He came in, he scaled up the Conference League. He used the Conference League to give those fringe players opportunities. They got their opportunities. Maresca got the first trophy. He finished in the top 4, and he won the Club World Cup after beating the same PSG that destroyed Chelsea 8-2 in the Champions League round of 16. And then Maresca was like, he's a manager who has already tasted blood. He has tasted trophies. He has worked under Pep. He has seen Pep. He has lifted trophies with Pep. So he wants to also win. So he is bringing in that winning mentality. The players believe in him. The players are even going further to say that there is no team they can't actually play against. That is what the players are saying. The players have that confidence. They have that belief. They finally know that we have a manager who can bring that beast out of us. After that victory over PSG, they went ahead and beat the English champions and beat them resoundingly. They went ahead and faced Barcelona, and Maresca was like, no, we are not going to sit down. We are going to outplay Barcelona. And they outplayed Barcelona, and they scored 3 goals. So there was that essence of belief. Even when they were facing Arsenal, when Arsenal were flying high, they still got a red card, but they still managed a 1-1. So there was that belief that they had with this manager. We are building something. We are going somewhere. We are actually believing in the project. We are seeing the project. We are seeing a manager who has what it takes to win. Let me just fix my light a minute. I'm coming to continue. Yeah. So if you're watching us, kindly just leave a comment, and it will I will really appreciate it. So yeah, so the love, the belief was there in the players. You could even see it from the hurdle that they have in the beginning of games. You could also see it with their mentality when they went 2-0 down to West Ham, and Sanchez would come out and tell the fans, relax, and they come back and beat and win 3-2. And that's why I said that the team was going actually quite well. And Palmer was out injured majority of the time. Delap was out injured. But Maresca had just asked for a centre-back. But even though Maresca never got the centre-backs, Chelsea were one of the teams that were keeping a lot of clean sheets when it came to the Premier League. A lot of clean sheets were being kept by Chelsea. Chelsea were keeping clean sheets. Chelsea were doing what it takes generally to actually ensure that they're able to maintain defensive solidity. Alba is talking about Propaganda FC. Yes, we are going to talk about the propaganda, because I'm telling you that they have hired a lot of YouTubers and a lot of bloggers to push their propaganda. They have hired them to push their propaganda. So the situation was like that at Chelsea. That was the situation. And that's why from January all the way to November, despite all the injuries that Chelsea had, the injury to Lavia, João Pedro was playing through injury, Gittens was not on form, Garnacho, and these are players who we never wanted at the club, but they signed them because, again, they were just signing anybody that they asked ChatGPT, who do you think is going to be the next superstar? And then they sign that player. And then when that player doesn't work out, that is when they now start to deviate onto other things. Now, The season was going quite well. In fact, towards the end of November, Maresca wins the manager of the month, meaning that Maresca was the best performing manager in November. And Chelsea were second. By the time Chelsea were playing Arsenal, Chelsea was second. In fact, if they would have beaten Arsenal, people were saying they would have gone top, they would have actually narrowed the gap to Arsenal to 3 points. But after that game in December, things started to go poorly. Things started to go poorly. And this is why I always say that it doesn't matter whatever you think when you are looking at football, you're always looking at football on what is happening on the pitch. There's generally more about what is happening behind the scenes than what is happening on the pitch. For example, you can talk about maybe let's give an example in a family. Maybe you have your parents are happy together. And when they're happy together, you're able to experience that love as a child. Maybe you're able to experience that joy. They're taking you out. They're giving you presents. Your life is going well. And then you realize at some point that maybe your father is coming home quite late. Your mother and your father are having some minor arguments in the bedroom. And then that is when you now started to see the tensions coming out. That is how Chelsea was. Everything was going quite well, until now the tension started to come. And now the overbearing arm of the sporting directors, the overbearing arm of the recruitment team, the overbearing arm of the medical team started now to enter into Maresca's dressing room. And what have I always told you? I hate when the management goes to the dressing room. And I don't understand how Egbali and Todboli have mastered this bad habit of going into the dressing room. No club owner I've seen in the Premier League going to the dressing room. I've never seen Sheikh Mansour going to the dressing room. I've never seen Stan Kroenke or Josh Kroenke going to Arsenal's dressing room when they have lost. I have not seen that with Liverpool's owners, FSG, going to the dressing room. Even Ineos. I've not seen the Ineos guy going to the dressing room and the Glazers when Manchester United are losing. They don't do that because the dressing room is between the players and the managers. You don't go to the dressing room. It's like they're going to look after, it's like these players don't know what to do. It's not your work to give the players mental support. You are undermining the manager. If the players have had a bad game and the manager is able to stamp out that this is a bad thing, this is a bad thing, this is a bad thing that has happened in the game, then you come in as the owner and you're telling the players, oh, don't worry, it's just a bad game, you played well, but the results did not go your way. You see, you are giving them that comforting shoulder, and yet maybe they are the players who had relaxed on the game. But when the manager is trying to put this thing out, he can't do it. He can't have that freedom because of the overbearing arm of the ownership, the overbearing arm of the medical team, the overbearing arm of the scouting team, the overbearing arm of the sporting directors. Now you come to the manager, you tell the manager that don't play this player, select this player, or this player's contract says this, or we need to sell this player in the summer, or we need to give this player minutes. And these players are not at that level. They are not at that level. So what is this bringing out? This is putting the manager in a situation where if he loses a game, then you are like, why did you play this player? We told you to do this. And that's why before Maresca even went ahead and lost the Bournemouth game where he was booed by the fans, he came out after that Atlanta game and said that this has been his worst 48 hours at the club. He said it after he won a game against Everton. He came out and he said these are the worst 48 hours. Why? He went ahead and said the issue is not the fans. I have no issues with the fans. The issue is not the players. I have no issues with the players. But there were these powerful hands in the dressing room who are telling Maresca, play this player because we want to give him Premier League minutes so that we increase his value so that we can sell him in the transfer window. Play this player, play this player. And some of those players, I wouldn't mention them because I don't know them, but you know that some of these players are players who have been given opportunities and they have not actually materialized in the opportunities they have been given. They are players who even fans have given up on them. So leave me a comment, please. I'm seeing already 8 people are watching us. I would like to see a comment, please, on that before I bring in Christian. I hope, Elba, you're also able to join. I would really appreciate if you also joined. So that is the issue. So now Cucurella has come up. He has said. We have also seen Gusto coming up. He has talked. We have also seen what Rhys James has said. Rhys James has actually commented. And Cucurella's post, he has said, well spoken. Well spoken, meaning that Cucurella has spoken what the entire dressing room is saying. Because these are players who had already tasted blood. They have won a trophy. They thought that if things go bad in the league, they would actually try to compensate it in the Champions League. They are not confident with the manager that they have. This is a clear vote of no confidence. You don't need anything. The players are not going to come up and tell you that Rossinia is not good enough. Of course, maybe Rossinia is not. Okay, non-context is saying that it's false. Okay, no problem. They're coming out. They're not saying that Rossinia is bad, but they're saying that they should have given Maresca an opportunity all the way to the summer. They don't understand how Maresca was sacked. I did not see Chelsea players saying that when Lampard was sacked and Thomas Tuchel was brought in, because they realized that when Thomas Tuchel came in, was an elite manager. Let me tell you, I have no problem sacking a manager in between the season. But if you're telling me you're sacking Maresca and you're bringing in Pep, I'll be like, sack him even tomorrow, even if he wins the Champions League, and you can sack him and bring in Pep. There's no problem. But you're sacking him and you're going to bring in a young, inexperienced manager. I don't want to blame Rossinia because he has done the best in his abilities. Based on what he's able to do, that is the best he can do. That is what I can say about Rossinia. I don't like to blame him. I don't like to throw him under the bus. He's a good man from what I have seen. He's a very humble guy. He's a guy who wants to know football. He's a guy who has aspirations of achieving a lot. But at the moment, I do believe that he can be a good assistant manager to Pep. He can be a good assistant manager to Company. He can even be a good assistant manager to Thomas Tuchel. He needs to study football from the greats. He can even go and learn from Marcelo Bielsa. Just go and be an understudy to a great manager. That's the same thing I want. I personally wanted Lampard to go and be Pep Guardiola's manager. After he left Chelsea, I wanted Lampard to swallow his pride, go and be Pep's assistant manager for 2 years. Once he works under Pep and he sees the work rate of Pep, he sees how Pep prepares for the game, he experiences Pep in the dressing room, then he would have been ready. Imagine Lampard working under Pep for 2 years, then coming back to Chelsea. That will be so good. You're getting a guy who has worked under a serious manager, worked under a manager who has won trophies, understands tactics, understands football way better because he has worked with Pep. Then he comes to Chelsea with all that knowledge. Now imagine Lampard coming to Chelsea with the knowledge that Maresca had. It would have been so great winning trophies with Lampard, but I don't understand. Some of these players, they are big players, so they want to do it. So let me just introduce Christian to come in and probably say something on whatever circus is happening at Chelsea. Hello, Christian. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are we today?
We are doing quite well. How are you?
No, I'm sick. I had 2 days off. I had the flu, but today I'm on my feet. No, it's okay. I'm on my feet. You guys kept me entertained. So I've just joined literally 5 minutes ago. I've just been listening to your monologue. So I don't know how long we've been on air. But I gather you're talking about players wanting to leave Chelsea or players crying in the corner. I don't know. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
But one of the guys just said, we live in a world of AI. So half of these comments, you don't even know if they're true, if they're fake. Sometimes you have to be careful before jumping to conclusions. Just because somebody makes a nice poster or a nice meme or a picture or something, doesn't mean it's true. This is the thing. You've got to be very careful. So yeah, I just don't believe that that Rhys James, as a team captain, would go and verify or say, "Yeah, well said, Rhys," because that wouldn't make any sense. A captain would never do that. He would never throw his manager underneath a bus. That is just ridiculous. But that said, there have been murmurs. What have we heard from Fernandez Enzo? What did he say? I can't remember. Something about summer, end of summer. What did he say? I'm not sure the exact quote, but you probably know. So there are some rumblings going on in the background. Obviously, the player is not very happy with this manager, this PE teacher, because he's in way over his head. He's not. You said he was an assistant manager. You know where he learned his trade from? He learned from the best, Wayne Rooney. That speaks volumes. He was assistant manager to Wayne Rooney, the worst manager of all time. Everywhere Wayne Rooney has gone, he has flopped badly. Even in America, even in MLS, he flopped. So if that is your master, your what you call that teacher, your sensei, so to say, in karate, then you haven't learned from a very good place. So how on earth he got this job? As you said yourself, I liked your analogy. He was forced into the job. He didn't want the job, but he was forced to take it by the CEOs of the company. So here we are, and everybody's saying, no, it's not his fault. It's not. He shouldn't have this job. No, you should be also man enough to say, no, this job is too big for me. I can't handle this. All these big egos, all the pressure and expectations from a big top 6 team. It doesn't come. The pressure. That job is. Everybody thinks they want to be a manager of that job, that team, or any of these top 6 teams. Until you sit in that chair, then you end up like Mr. Klopp. Hey, I'm tired. I'm stressed. I can't breathe. So how Pepsi's be able to do it for how long has he been in Man City?
Pepsi has been there since this is his 10th year.
So how? Obviously, you can see it physically in his face and his hair and what have you. It's worn him down big time. But I think
he never came with any hair.
Okay, but you can see in his face. But I think Pep, his personality is such that he doesn't give a stuff. He doesn't show stress or emotion.
But I think with Pep is that he always rebuilds his team. Like if you check his teams from the first time he had Otamendi playing together with he had Clichy, he had Zabaleta, he had Company together, and he got rid of all of them. He brought in Delph, Zinchenko, Walker, Danilo, Laporte, João Cancelo, Otamendi, Benjamin Mendy. There is a time he had Fernandinho. Now he has Rodri. There's a time he had David Silva. Then he moved to Gundogan, and he's always changing. He's always rebuilding that team.
So now, can I ask a question? If you were the Pepsi of Chelsea, and you say that you come in there, and you've been given a big bag of money, and they say rebuild the squad in the like how Pepsi did at Man City, like you're describing. You got rid of all these players and brought in much better quality players. Who at Chelsea are you getting rid of? I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the Chelsea squad, like honestly speaking, I would send Garnacho out.
He's not the biggest problem, yeah?
You've asked me who out.
No, I'm sorry.
First of all, there are way a lot of players who are in Chelsea's books who shouldn't even be here. You have people like, look at what they did with Dewsbury Hall. And he was so on form. I never understood why they got rid of him. And he's so on form, even at Everton. Should have remained here. You see, Dewsbury Hall was even coming in, taking up a position when Palmer is not there and doing the basics. He was doing the basics. He was scoring goals. Delap would be gone. To me, he's I don't know. He just looks like playing. I think his ceiling is the Burnleys and the Evertons. I think he's that kind of striker. I would sell Delap. Jackson, I will bring him in and play him as a left winger.
Okay, let's play a game. We'll start position from position. Sanchez, will you keep or sell?
Actually, I will keep Robert Sanchez.
Okay,
this is a very controversial take.
You might be mad.
Sanchez is a controversial figure because I have seen Sanchez when he has been given the faith by the manager. If the manager has talked to Sanchez and he has told him, "You are my ride or die. I am dying with you."
Sanchez,
whenever he's not thinking that somebody is coming for his place, he plays well. And actually, towards the end of last season and in the beginning of this season, even in the first leg, actually Sanchez was the one bailing us out. So he is a great shortstop.
Yeah, but you're the stats guy. You're the expert in numbers. If you look at the howlers Sanchez has committed and how many points it costs you in a season, I bet you it's probably 10 or 12.
No. Actually, this season Sanchez hasn't committed a lot of errors. The errors that Sanchez committed was back during Pochettino's time. He's been quite well. Let me just show you. Let me draw the stats.
I have no numbers. I'm just guessing. You can take all the Arsenal games. You can take all that. The howl at Man United where he got sent off. Well, how many times? Okay.
Other than the Manchester United game where he was sent off, and the Arsenal game were Carabao Cups, and this one's came when Liam was manager. But I'm saying before Liam came, he was actually in a position where I think he won Chelsea like 5 points. There were many games where Chelsea were dropping points, where Sanchez was actually saving Chelsea. Like the Wolves game. Yeah, like the Wolves game.
What happened to the Aston Villa game?
Yeah, there were games where Chelsea were actually literally losing and Sanchez was winning them points. So I think with Sanchez is all about if you're a manager, you come in, you give him that confidence that you are my starting goalkeeper, and then do not try to alter whatever is in front of him. If he's working with Chalobah and Fofana, let him work with Chalobah and Fofana. But if today he's working with Chalobah and Fofana, tomorrow is Tosin and Badiashile, the other day is Chalobah and Badiashile, also that consistency affects. Like, look at David Raya. David Raya has just Saliba and Gabriel. Yes?
But we're talking about you want to make an elite team. Okay, you don't want that. You're tired of this.
I would maintain him.
Okay, fair enough. I respect your opinion. I definitely wouldn't keep him.
I would maintain him.
At right back, we have both.
Both of them are okay.
Rhys James and Gusto.
Rhys James is a good starter. Gusto is a good player when it comes to rotation. He's good. He's not your fabulous right back, but he can do the job when Rhys James is not there. That is
if somebody lays down 60, 65 million for either of those two, you're not going to sell?
I would sell Gusto, but Rhys James I wouldn't sell. I think Rhys James, it's more to do with even the Chelsea identity. He's from Cobham. He likes the club. He's always dreamed of being a captain for Chelsea. Even when a lot of offers have come for him, he has always stood with Chelsea. So I think you also need those kinds of faithful players. If we had a club that is being run well, Rhys James is that person who you carry out of the pitch the way we carried John Terry under Conte, or the way we carried Didier Drogba in Mourinho's second spell when we were winning the league. Rhys James is those kinds of players.
Okay,
they are those players who play for you until they retire from football. They are like, when I'm leaving Chelsea, I'm going to the MLS. So that is Rhys James.
Okay, we've done the right back. Of all the many hundreds of centre backs we have, which one are you going to keep, if any?
I would keep Colwill and Chalobah. Chalobah can be a good Christensen. Remember the way Christensen was to us? Stepping in and out, just stepping in and out. But I'm going to get 2 new centre backs. And I told you, I've seen Spurs have brought in Dizabi. I never wanted that. I wanted them to go down so that I can bring even the one Isaac keeps on saying, Romero or Van Dave.
No. Okay,
I would bring Romero.
No. He's not an upgrade on any other guys we have.
You have asked me, Christian, you've asked me who I would choose.
I know. I'm just, you know me. I like to provoke you once in a while.
Okay. But Romero, I will. Okay, let me just go quick so that you can also give.
So you're getting rid of. Badiashile. You're getting rid of Tosin.
All of them.
You're getting rid of Fofana.
Even Fofana, I don't like his attitude. He's a joker, and I don't like his attitude. And recently, he has been playing so bad. Like a lot of you're like a centre back. Like somebody's coming from behind you. You're just walking. Look at that goal we conceded against Newcastle. Did you see how he defended that game? He was so pathetic.
I told you in the chat there, it was his fault. He just didn't care. A very lazy attitude. But
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I agree with you 100% there. Maybe I wouldn't.
So I will sell him and I will bring 2 center backs. If I can get a good center backs from Syria, well and good. I always want a center back from Syria.
So what's my face? But
Left
I'm not sure
back,
about Colwill. I don't know about him. How long will it take before he finds his fitness and his form? You know,
I'm
after
bringing 2 center backs.
you wouldn't consider bringing Christensen or Rudiger back?
No. It's past time. We need. I think I would bring Bastoni and Romero, and then have Colwill and Chaloba as their substitutes. Then left back, I think we are okay. I think Hato can, if he is given more time, he can be a great player. So I think Cucurella can do the job as Hato is learning on the job, and Hato will eventually take over. So I have no issues with left back. Midfield,
Cucurella's form has dropped dramatically, if you've noticed.
but everybody's form has dropped dramatically under Liam. So the team has just generally
You're so unfair, man. Okay, it's true.
Apart from João Pedro and Hato and Andre Santos, all of them, their forms have dropped.
And why is that? I wonder. Anyway.
Yeah, but let me just finish this quickly.
So
and then,
midfield, this will be interesting. This will be very interesting. Midfield.
Caicedo is perfect. Caicedo, if there's a system that is there for him, great, good player. Enzo, I would keep him. He's one player who I have seen. He has the mentality and he has to win. I don't know. I don't even believe that some fans are talking about selling Enzo. That is a player that I would really. That is a captain's player. If we were a serious club, he would have been the captain. But Rhys James is not bad. He's a good player. But Enzo is okay. Andre Santos is also okay. I think good coaching he can do. But Lavia, I'm selling. Lavia is going.
We agree again. What the fuck? We agree. I'm shocked. I'm very, very shocked. Who the other? What's the guy? That Dario Isugu.
I've told you I'm just retaining 3 midfielders and I'm bringing a new midfielder.
But you will bring a new midfielder. What about that guy? Isugu, Dario.
But I saw he made a very good assist in the last game. Okay, let me just let me retain him. Let me retain him for rotations. But I think 4 midfielders are okay in that position. Number 10, Cole Palmer would have been great. In my opinion, I would also retain Dewsbury Hall.
Cole Palmer, hang on. Let's rewind. Let's discuss Cole Palmer. This Cole Palmer was here. This is a fraud. This is not the Cole Palmer we know. Where did Cole Palmer go? Where did he go?
But he has been injured. He has been injured. So he's a good player. He's a good player. Let's just
hang on. No. Don't run away from the Cole Palmer.
I have seen him playing. He has been missing a lot of chances. But again, I'm not reactionary. I know he's a good player. So he's just out of form.
He was a good player before the injury.
Yeah, but he's also a good player. He has even the number of goals that João Pedro has been scoring recently. Cole Palmer has been the one creating them. Look at that pass he made for Garnacho, and Garnacho squares it up for João Pedro to score the hat-trick. Remember that pass he played in behind for João Pedro to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his goals and assists are not reflecting, but he has been the assist before the assist. So he's a good player. I am keeping him. Right wing.
If Man United came in and they offer 120 million for Cole Palmer,
I don't care. I'm talking about building a team that is good for Chelsea.
No. Let's talk
I'm
money.
not an accountant, Christian. You've asked me about the team.
You look and sound like an accountant, so you know money. And
but Christian, your question is, I'm building a team.
You're building a team, but sometimes you have to sell in order to build.
No. But I'm talking about the player. I'm talking about the players that we have.
Because if you're going to build a team, if you're going to bring in new players,
but I've already explained to you that I'm selling Badiashile, I'm selling Tosin, I'm selling Disasi, I'm selling Dilap. Those ones are players I've already told you I'm selling. I've told you I'm selling Garnacho.
You know that expression, low hanging fruit. Those are all low hanging fruit. That is not rocket science. But you got to have.
Let me just conclude. Let me just conclude so that you can bring Isaac.
Okay, so but you got to remember, while you were bringing back Isaac, you need to get rid of some VIPs in that team there in order to rebuild.
I don't believe so. Let them sell a hotel. I'm not selling a flat hotel. Let them sell it. Let them sell anything. Let them sell anything. I'm building a team that I think that is great. Right wing,
Yeah.
Estevao is okay. Estevao is okay. I will just persist with the Pedro Neto because of finances. You've talked about the ability to pay. Striker, I'm retaining João Pedro and I'm bringing Sancho Jackson back from loan. Left wing, I've seen that Sancho had expressed that he's willing to take a pay cut. If he's willing to take a pay cut, I'm bringing him in. I don't know why we went ahead and bought this Garnacho guy. He can't even dribble.
What about Kitchens? What about Kitchens?
He can work. He can be an understudy to Sancho. I will retain him. He has the talent, but he's not ready. He's not ready.
So you're getting rid of a lot of players, eh?
They shouldn't even have been here in the first place. Sometimes you ask yourself, what does Egbali go to do in the market? Just going
What about
to buy.
Pedro Neto? You didn't mention Pedro Neto.
I said that I will keep him. I will keep him.
Okay.
Yeah. I like his work rate. I like his work rate. Yes, when you play him down the left, sometimes with Pedro Neto is like when you play him down the left, he can never do anything.
Okay, let me ask you a tough question before you bring in our friend. So if you're forced to sell one I call VIP. So between Caicedo, what's my face? What's the name? Enzo, Palma, Pedro Neto, and let's say one of that. Naming one other. Let's say Reece James or Augusto. No, I won't bring on those. Just those people. You have to sell one of them because somebody gave you a big money offer.
Pedro Neto.
Okay, you said him.
You've made my work easy. I thought you were just going to tell me.
You never know. I'm
Let's bring Isaac. Isaac, how are you?
Hi Tyrone. Hi Christian.
How are you?
Hello, Isaac. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, comment ça va?
Très bien.
Ah, d'accord. Tyrone, you don't manage to say even good evening in French.
Comment ça va?
I applaud you. Very nice.
Is that way?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm learning.
Okay.
You are the largest French speakers by day in the world. You speak French even more than the Frenchmen.
Yeah. Of course. We are a big French country. So it was good to hear what you were doing, how you were building your team. But at some moment, I was just asking myself, what was the purpose of building your team?
It was a hypothetical. Christian had asked if I am in charge, if I am a manager who has been given the leeway by Egbali, how would I build a team that I
improve the quality of the team? Improve the quality.
Yeah. He was just talking about improving the quality. But again, you can improve the quality, but will they allow you to coach?
Yes. So it was good. It was good before you bring me in. I like it just to hear the way you were discussing the players. It was very good. But I have another not feeling, but the way the direction the club is taking for us, like fan, we still have that feeling of Abramovich time, the big Chelsea who can go to compete Bayern in Allianz Arena and win Champions League there. So, but I think that we are not that Chelsea anymore. And I just worry that the new direction we are taking with the new board, they are not thinking about that. And recently I've heard so many interviews by the players, which make me very bad. Then I don't know. I don't know in which direction we are going. I think we are maybe moving from a big team to a
Mid-table.
mid-table, yes, team. This is what I'm thinking.
Could you agree with what Begdad had actually said, that we wanted to buy Brighton, but Chelsea was available, which was even better?
Yeah, you know, from the beginning, maybe before we know each other and we start discussing in this forum, I couldn't understand why the war between Russia and Ukraine could affect our team. There is so many political things moving around, which I don't agree. But today, you see how our team is. There are so many war around the world, but some of them are not involved in the politics the way the Russia and Ukraine just make our team. So unfortunately, I could prefer them to buy Brighton instead of Chelsea. You know, when someone come from the beginning, I cannot say that this guy is bad. He will not do anything. No, I just give them some credit, and we cannot say today that during Abramovich time everything was good. No, there were some season where even myself I was asking that why we are not buying players. What we are going to the next season with same players. We
Mm,
had
I think towards the end of the Abramovich era, we had, I think we had started to move in a situation where Manchester City and Liverpool were dominating the league so much, and we were not building to improve. I think even there was some extent where Marina had become so proud when it comes to the signings. Like, look at what he did with the Alisson situation. When Couture was leaving, Couture had already indicated that he wants to leave, but they never prepared for Couture leaving until the point where Couture came back from the World Cup and he was boycotting training. Remember?
You are right. You are right. Same comment we can apply this same comment to like John Terry time. You see, we knew John Terry was getting old. He was going, but we didn't prepare during that time someone to come like to take that role. Someone
I think
to replace
I
that.
think Gary Cahill was there. I think Gary
Yes,
Cahill was there. Cahill was there.
he was there, but Gary Cahill was not at
And
the
and
hand. He
and
was
and, and David Luiz.
yeah. You see,
And
David
we
Luiz.
won the league with them.
Yes, yes. So you see, but now when this new owner came, I was thinking that we have another owner who can spend money to buy many players, but the way they are spending their money, I cannot understand. So, you know, we are talking about football. Football is a sport, is a competition. And in a competition, I cannot understand the last interview made by Egbali, I think. He was saying that no, our vision is to buy young player, improve them. If trophy came, it's okay. If trophy doesn't come, so we are going. No, he cannot say that. What is a competition? Competition, you are going there to win trophies. You are going where there to build a team which you think could be better than others. So what are we doing? They could go and I don't know and buy an academy to 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 teach some young player how to play football, not Chelsea. So the way they are now dealing with this club, sorry to say that, but I think next season we could be in the same situation as Spurs.
Exactly. Exactly. Well said.
Yeah, yeah, this is what I think. Next season we are going to be in the same situation as Spurs. First of all, you see, Enzo Fernandez now he understands that the club is not that club who want to win trophies, want to compete with big teams. Now he's thinking about going to Madrid. And I'm telling you, that will happen. I don't want that to happen, but it will happen. It will go.
And also to add to it, knowing very well how Egbali is, one person I dislike a lot from that club is Egbali with his ego. He will even sell Cucurella for what Cucurella has said today. He will also be sold.
Yes, possible. So I think we are the next Spurs. After what's happening with Spurs today, I don't know what the Zerbi will do with Spurs, but I think they will be relegated. But if we don't pay attention, next season it will be Chelsea.
I don't think Spurs will be relegated. I think the hiring of De Zerbi might bring a bit of confidence into the team.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
maybe.
it might inspire that De Zerbi is a good manager, and then De Zerbi is very meticulous.
Yes.
And when you look at that Tottenham Hotspur team, is a team that has been made to play possession football. So I think they might do well. Actually, I am so frightened with De Zerbi because I think the way De Zerbi likes to play, creating that overload and then playing those balls in space. Oh my God, we might be picking our first L against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge in a very long time.
But go back to what Isak is saying. Listen carefully to what he's saying. So Isak is saying that now, if you have a look here, Chelsea, we've lost 4 games in a row. Okay, losing is becoming a habit. It's almost becoming acceptable. Okay, he's a new manager. He doesn't know what he's doing. But it's not his fault. Blah blah blah. So this losing mentality slowly creeps into the club, and the club goes from elite manager elite club where losing is unacceptable to where losing, okay, as long as you only lost like 2-1, you didn't get hammered. Yeah, it's okay. Once that mentality comes in, that Spursy mentality, we are finished as a club. We will be in that same situation as Spurs is in here, where they think, it doesn't really matter. We've got this 38 games of the season. Yeah, we can lose a few games, and once that creeps in, it's hard to get that mentality out of your system.
Non-contest football, possession football. Tottenham don't have midfielders who can pass.
Tottenham very, very good players. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think Bissouma is a great player.
He's a very good player. I like that player.
And he played under De Zerbi.
This Senegalese is Sarr.
Yeah, those two players can really thrive under De Zerbi. Actually,
Tyron, I'm telling you, they have very good players. Imagine that teams with Kulusevski, with this guy, the Ghanaian one, Kudus.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Can you imagine that Sarr, that Bissouma, and in the defense you have Van de Ven, you have Romero.
Van de Ven. No, don't mention Van de Ven. Don't mention Van de Ven. Van de Ven. Come on. I have to stop you there. Van de Ven, come on. Come on. Stop. Not Van de Ven and Romero. Those two actually dropped. They were actually dropped over that crap. Sorry?
Udogie is a good player.
Who?
Udogie.
We're talking about Van de Ven. Van de Ven, Romero, and especially the goalkeeper Vicario. Those 3 guys there, they are waiting to happen. All 3 of them, especially.
I think they can be coached well with De Zerbi. Even Spence.
Draguzin is a good player. They have very good players. They have this Solanke. He's a good player, but
hit and miss, hot and cold. Always injured. But you mentioned Van de Ven. Have you seen how his standards have dropped? He's so wild. Yes, he's got speed. He can run, but that's about it. Even that he's struggling with. And then yes, sir.
Christian, I'm telling you, if you have a good manager, someone, I don't say Mourinho, but someone who is like Mourinho, those defenders will improve a lot.
They only improve if they change the style of play, where they have more support. Yes, the defenders will look good. But the way Tottenham wants to play, a bit like the PE teacher.
But one thing I can give to Dizabe Christian that might actually disapprove whatever you actually saying about the two center backs is that Dizabe's football is more controlled. It's more controlled. It's not chaotic. Like Dizabe wants to control his attack. That's why he actually builds up with 6 players. So he has the 2 center backs, he has the full backs, he has the 2 midfielders coming short. So he always likes to keep the ball a lot. So when you keep the ball a lot and you control the game more, you are more likely to have Van Daven and Romero playing well. It's just like Chaloba and Fofana. We know very well that they're bang average. When you have a manager coming in and all of a sudden he's like, oh, both fullbacks go forward and let me just have 2 midfielders and Chaloba and Fofana. You see how we are being opened up.
But the Zabi's football requires players run like crazy. Have you seen Spurs players running? That's the least thing they want to do. They're lazy.
They don't run. They don't run. I think I've done a video on Dizabi. I think I will share with you. And even there are a couple of videos. Dizabi likes to control his football. Dizabi will even tell you how you're supposed to move. That is how he is. He will even tell you how you're supposed to move. He will even tell you how you're supposed to receive the ball. Dizabi is in fact, he's even more particular than Pep when it comes to keeping the ball.
But this is why he's flopped it. Where did he flop it? Where was that Ukrainian team?
Where did he flop?
They fired his ass. What's that team called? Shakhtar Donetsk. They fired his ass.
He came to Brighton and performed well.
Come on. He got 6th place. He got 6th place. He had Caicedo. He had all these good players, Mitoma, whatever. He had quality players.
They were not better than the other teams which finished above them. They were not better than Liverpool.
They won
were not
nothing.
Better than Man City. They were not better than Chelsea, who had won the Champions League.
It was just a Cinderella story the media covered, but it was just bang average. Brighton. So he's a bang average manager. He just media's happened to hype him up like they always do. They find a favorite manager. Like same thing they did the PE teacher when he came in. Wow, the media was all over him. Wow, this guy. But look at the PE teacher now. He's become an internet meme. Everything is they're making just jokes of PE teacher everywhere. You Facebook, Instagram.
I don't think you can compare Dizabi with Mr. Rossinia. Let's see. Elba, how are you?
Now, hang on. What has Dizabi done in his career? What has he done to merit this big praise from you? What has he won? What has he achieved? I'm curious to hear.
Dizabi has even influenced Pep.
Carry on. We're listening.
He has even influenced Pep when it comes to build-up play. Let me just say this. If probably the way they sacked Maresca, if they sacked Maresca and they brought in Dizabi, I wouldn't be complaining here. I do believe he's a great manager.
Oh, come on. He's overrated. You will see. He'll get this team relegated.
But this team was already getting relegated. It's not like Dizabi was going to do anything. The only thing he can do is he can save them. But this team was already in relegation. So you can't blame Dizabi.
And you come with that style of football in the championship. See how far you fly down, how fast you fly down the table.
I don't think they will be in the
championship is old school bread and butter. Rice and bean stuff. There's no time for this.
If Lampard can do it in the championship. Anyway, let's hear what Elba has to say. Elba, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hey, our friend America is in the house.
Hi,
I have to give. What's up, Christian? What's up, Isaac?
Hi.
Merci. Bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Très bien. Très bien.
Wow.
Okay, je m'appelle Monsieur Elba. So I have a monologue to give.
Oh, something.
But I've been listening, and my monologue, I'll try to keep it in 5 minutes. I think, guys, we need to look at this club and the series of events that have happened from a chronological order, like a resume.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a series of mishaps that have shown us that this club is not well run. Now let's go all the way back to Pochettino's time when the owners showed up in the dressing room. Now, football has been around for a long time. There's been owners. These guys are not the first billionaires. There's other billionaires in this sport. But different sports have different codes where it's a no to break. It's normal that the owners don't usually show up to the dressing room because the dressing room is sacred to the players and to the manager. So now we have a set of people, they said, nah, we don't give a fuck about that shit. We're gonna do and show up because we don't matter. We don't care. So essentially, we have realized that was the first telltale sign to tell us that these are a group of people that don't care about numbers, especially with this club. Now you can say, well, maybe they think outside the box. Sometimes people who think outside the box end up winning. And of course, they're billionaires, right? So every time somebody's a billionaire, you assume they're smarter than you. They must be fucking smart. That's how they made their billions. Well, these guys have shown us that they have no regard for that. Now, let me take you back to chronological tale number two, the treatment of Trevor Chalobah. So we're into this player trading thing. You have a player which you want to sell for profit. So now you freeze him out of the first team. You freeze him out from eating in the cafeteria. You freeze him out from even parking in the first team parking lot. You now send him on loan. Turns out you need him back. And because he's Chelsea in and out from the heart, he comes back, no issues. But that treatment should have told us a telltale sign number two that these people don't have regard for interpersonal relationships within the team. And people who don't have that type of regard, that means they view these players as assets only. Meaning the recipe for winning, we're going to disregard the fact that it takes interpersonal relationships. It takes cohesion. It takes team bonding. It takes chemistry. And so, on one hand, they did the magic trick to us where they are dangling the carrot and we're not looking at their hands. They said, you know what? We want to build one of the most promising young teams for the next 4 years. By the time they gel together and they're at their peak age, they're going to be winning everything. So we're like, all right, this ain't Abramovich, but this sure sounds good and we can be patient. So they sold the Kool-Aid to Enzo Fernandez, sold the Kool-Aid to Cucurella, sold the Kool-Aid to Cole Palmer. But where did the crack start coming where we as fans should have said, this is not adding up? After the treatment of Trevor Chalobah, remember the treatment of Jackson. If this was a well-run club, there's no reason why we couldn't have had Jackson, Joao Pedro, and Delap on the books. Because Jackson can also play as a left winger. And at some point, Delap got injured. And so Jackson could have still been in the team. And we know Jackson and Cole Palmer had some good chemistry going on. Now let's take it back to chronological order number four. You have a coach, he's tasted winning. One of his key players, which is I need a ball playing center back, gets injured, Levi Colwell. He comes to you and he says, hey, I need a defender, especially a ball playing defender. And you tell him, oh no, make do with what you have. So again, and after this, The manager walks away because in the end, everybody is realizing that there's no alignment in the vision. What the owners want, what the players have been sold, and what the players really want, there's no alignment. So it was doomed to fracture. And actually, as a Chelsea fan, I'm happy this sporting experiment is failing. Because if it had succeeded, then the soul of football as we know it would have probably been doomed. Because other owners would have been like, well, this works. Let's do it. And that would have taken the soul of the club. When I talk about alignment, you cannot, in arrogance, just tell players, hey, because I have you for an 8-year contract, I don't care about your personal ambition. I'm paying you for 8 years. So it is what it is. You see the arrogance of not understanding that every top player has always had a mentor. Cole Palmer at some point used to watch Cristiano, right? João Pedro must have watched R9, Ronaldo, the Brazilian. Um, Somebody would have watched Ronaldinho, and these would have been their mentors. So it's ingrained in their psyche that at some point in my career, I want to win things. I want to win accolades. Plus, football players have a short career. And so what I'm saying is I think it's arrogant for us to have a set of people that are like, you know what, we're gonna get young talent and we're signing them to these long contracts. And if we win, cool. If we don't win, cool. And that should be okay with them. So I'm actually okay with a mass exodus of the players. You guys have seen the movie Sinners. It's very important that this project does not work. And I hate to say it as a Chelsea fan, but that is the truth. Because this project showed us how to take the soul out of an organism. In fact, if I could write a research paper, they have given me a template of how to see and snuff the soul out of something. That's the end of my monologue.
Just to add before probably somebody comes in, whatever you've said. When I look at you talking about the soul talks about the emotion. It talks about the connection that the fans have towards the club, the aspirations, the hope, the love that the fans have carried with the club, regardless of who's the manager, who are the players playing, the belief, the blue spirit. When Iqbali came, I think there's an interview he did the other day where he said that when we came to English football, we realized that English football is 30 or 20 years behind. That is what he said. So when he makes that statement, what does that mean? He means that he does not find that English football has embraced technology and AI as much as whatever is happening currently. But what he forgets is that it is 30 to 20 years behind because English football is all about passion. It's all about it's people's routine. People have a soul for it. Like people, we've even seen a couple, was it Newcastle or was it Norwich, who were watching football together until one of them passed on. Then the woman was still coming to watch the game. She was still coming to watch the game. And then they both passed on. And then now the clubs have reserved the 2 seats in which they sit in, and they put their placards there just to show the love that these people have enjoyed watching Norwich City for decades. The pain of people seeing their team getting relegated, the joy when teams like Leeds United come back, when teams like Norwich come back, when teams like Leicester City, the underdog who nobody expects, wins the league. You see, that is how English football is. That's how European football is. It's all about giving the fans. I know. And that is why sometimes I even tend to agree with Christian when he's talking about he doesn't want to hear this thing about XG and GX and BX. All he wants to know is, when I look at this player, does he play well? Is the eye test telling me that he's a baller? do I see him contributing to the team? Do I see him running for the team? Do I see him playing for the team? You see, that kind of thing when Didier Drogba is coming back from wherever he was in Galatasaray, coming back to win another Premier League title with Chelsea. He's being carried off the pitch and he's being carried off by his teammates and he's taken outside there. Then when Chelsea lift the Premier League title, he has that crown placed on top of his head. You see, these are the kind of passionate things. And these are the things that machines cannot give you. AI cannot give you this. Christian, you can pick it from there, or Isaac.
Isaac
So,
first. Isaac first. Sorry to interrupt you. Isaac first.
No, I just want to say something about what Helba said. It's very clear, and there is not much to comment on what Helba said. And even what Tyrone have just said is about passion. Look, as Chelsea, we support that club from far, away from London, is a passion. And we like Premier League. We like that competition. You see, for me, I can even sit watching Brentford against Bournemouth. I enjoy that game. I can sit watching Manchester City playing with Leeds. I enjoy that game. So we want to see the football, actually, that physicality, that emotion. You see, I want to watch that Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. It's a good game. So
those derbies.
Yes. But now, when you see what these people want to propose as this BlueCo, I don't think we are going to enjoy that football. And
my brother, may I ask you a small question while you're talking about this? So when you say passion, also to you, Mr. Host, Tyrone, when you guys say passion, is this passion from the players that you enjoy most, or is it actually the crowd which makes the passion, the atmosphere, the stadium, the history?
You see, the football brings in the passion, but also see, look at this scenario here. It's the international break, and we are at peace. Like, we used to hate the international break. We were like, oh my God, now it is the international, but now it's the international break, and all of us were like, I hope they will play the other Saturday, not this one.
We didn't lose 3 points. We didn't lose 3 points. Thank God for that.
Let me tell you something. Even when we were getting whooped week in, week out at the quarter, whooped. Every game is a beating. Every game is a slap at the Graham Potter. And I don't know, I think it was you, Christian, who was telling us about the PE teacher. You were saying that, this is a honeymoon period. It might turn out to be pot.
But you can see
it's good to come to that. You come to that. I wanted to comment also the last performance. You know, there is something which Rossignol make. Actually, he make a big mistake. I will just try to compare him to Carrick from Manchester United. You see what Carrick did? He just put every player in their natural position. And then they train like that. He let them play. Everyone is in his natural position. He didn't try something like Pep, something like this Ruben Amorim playing 3 at the back. No, he just put every player in his natural position. Actually, he came as just to end this season, because next season he will not be there. Now the mistake made by Rossignol is what? Rossignol is trying to do like he's a top coach. This is his
okay. I
So,
do get what Isaac is
yeah, but
saying.
but you're saying you're saying Rosinha is not playing players in the right position. Who?
Let me just even
let me explain to you. You ask a good question. There is something which this Rosinha tried to do not playing with a left winger. Have you seen that? In some game, 2 or 3 games, he tried that. And in one game, he tried that with against Arsenal. He played just with a right winger, but he was playing Enzo in the midfielder and a false.
he played Dilap as a right winger.
Yes, you see, he's not a top coach. What he should do?
Let me just add what Isaac had to say. I think Isaac's main point is like when Carrick came in, he just did the simple thing. He just put Manchester United players in their best position. And also one thing I have to say about Rosinha, and even what I have seen Cucurella say, and what I said, he came into the team, he already wants to input his ideas into the team.
Yes.
And then this reminded me about what Jorginho said in his recent interview. Jorginho said that when Thomas Tuchel came into the team, he never wanted to come in and coach them and tell them do this. No. He just told them, let's move into a back five. We are leaking a lot of goals. Let us just be compact in the middle. Let us just have these wing backs and let us try to take our opportunities in transition. That is what Tuchel just came and told them. That is what Jorginho said. He just came and made things simple.
Simple. This is what he should do. He came in the middle of the season. He should do simple things and finish this season. The next season, he can go implemented his ideas. But look the way this guy is coaching, even when he's on the bench. He's like a top coach in the same level as Guardiola and others. No, he should first know himself.
And his multiple exam papers.
Yes.
You're evil. You're an evil man. God will punish you for saying that.
Reminds me of back in high school when you are given a lot of papers. You are littering the beach.
And then you realize that in that kind of situation, there is these people, I don't know, someone from the board, someone make an interview saying that, no, we are good with Rosinho, we are not going to sack him. But are we a competition or what? Someone is coming, making those mistakes, not winning game, and you put him again in. Today when we are talking about Barcelona, about Real Madrid, look, when Real Madrid just lose 2 games in La Liga, it's a crisis. Everyone will start shouting.
You see, even one thing I have to say about Rosinha is that he never even learned from McFarlane. Look at what McFarlane did. When McFarlane took up the Chelsea team, remember we were playing Manchester City, and Manchester City were a good team. What did he do? He never came to complicate anything. He never came to change the tactics. He was just like, Rhys James, you guys know football. You guys know the way you play. You remember when I kept on telling you that Rhys James is the one picking the lineup? Like, you guys, you know how you play. So, you game. Okay, sorry, we're mixing Kiswahili.
Yeah,
how do you see this game? Like, how do you see this game? How is supposed to proceed in this game? And Rhys James is like telling him. Remember even when Rhys James said that it is up to them now to step up and act like professionals. And he saw them playing well before Rosinha came. But when Rosinha came, he's telling them, oh, I want my fullbacks to push up. Look at the way he has made Caicedo look bad. Caicedo was always playing well when he had a fullback coming in field to play alongside him. And now you're bringing...
To be fair, Caicedo was shit at the end, towards the Maresca's end there. That's not like...
I'm saying before the chaos started behind the scenes. Before the chaos, I'm talking about pre-November. Before even we played the Arsenal game, Christian, people are already comparing Caicedo and Rice.
Yes.
But both of them have a point. But I take your point. You make an excellent point that sometimes when you come into a new house or a new team, it's good to maybe to be a little bit humble to see things out the first 2 weeks, to observe and not change too much, not to rock the boat from day one. Day one, you arrive there. Hey, I'm changing. You must play my system here.
Look at what he did to the goalkeeping situation. He came in and then he was like, I don't have a top goalkeeper. Oh, now you know the way Sanchez has a light heart.
Sorry, Tyron. I wanted to highlight that goalkeeper situation. I don't understand. For him, he just benched Robert Sanchez because of that game against Arsenal. Let me ask a question. What did Robert Sanchez did in that game against Arsenal? There were just some hesitation, but he didn't lost a ball which led to the goal.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And also, Sar was the one who caused the first goal. Sar, that Sar boy you brought in, was the one who caused the first goal.
Yes, of course. Then you bench that player. And when you bench sack player, it's like you drop his confidence. Robert Sanchez was good until this time Rosinho started to bench him. What Robert Sanchez did in the game against Arsenal, all the goalkeepers in Premier League made that mistake. I've seen Alisson made the same mistake, those hesitation.
Even Donnarumma was made mistakes.
So
I think this guy just did a mess with that, because even when you looked at it before he came, Sanchez was actually just one clean sheet behind Raya. It was just one clean sheet behind Raya.
Yes.
Even with the terrible December we had, it was just one clean sheet behind Raya. And coming up and disrupting, especially that rest defense, he wants so many players to commit to attack, and he knows very well we don't have good center backs. You know, there's a reason why Maresca will tack in Rhys James. He will tell Rhys James, you stay behind and look after these guys. I don't trust them. Look after these guys here. Because look at the goals we have been conceding. There's even a goal where Watkins scored, which would have made Aston Villa to go 2-1 up. Remember that goal? Yeah. Did you see how after Rhys James lost that ball, you saw the way that midfield was so empty? Just like nobody's in that midfield. These are the positions where we saw Caicedo winning the ball. Like Caicedo has been dragged forward. You're now leaving Rhys James. You're leaving Chalobah and Fofana by themselves. It was a disaster. Like, we are so porous. It's like watching a basketball game, a tennis game. So back and forth. There's no controlling of games. Yes, I know to some extent it made the game look stale, but I now understand why the game looked stale, because you can't trust these players to play open-end football. These players, you cannot trust them to play expansive football. You can't trust them because they are not good enough, especially that defense.
Yes.
So can I ask a question to the whole panel? So if the coach were playing like basketball and now you see why Maresca did how he did. So who hired this coach? But then deeper than that, who constructed the team for the coach?
I think I had I tried to explain this to Christian another time on call, where I told them that when Maresca walked, we don't know, because some players are saying he was sacked, some players are saying that he walked. They were trying to get a manager, but they couldn't get a manager quick. So they just look, we have a franchise. You see the way Todd Bowley calls it. It's not a football club. It's a franchise.
Are you guys also aware?
You should not say that in front of Strasbourg fans. You should not say that.
Yeah, so I say we have another franchise there in Le Francais.
Le Francais. Are you guys also aware that Rosenia was on vacation when he took the Chelsea job? And contrary to what some people say, it looks like he really didn't have a choice. This was moving from one position to another. So people that are saying if he was a smart man, he should have not carried the job because it's too much pressure. That means he would have gotten fired. He won't have a job.
Yeah, that is what I had explained to Christian. I think we were talked with this with Christians over the call. And it was like Rosinia was like, it's just that he was in the procurement department and he was moved to the finance department. They're like, oh, you guys report to the finance room on Monday.
I still laugh at that. It's so funny. You can keep your suit and tie, the same suit and tie. You don't have to change.
Report to the finance office on Monday. You are the head of finance.
Does he get to keep the company, the government car, or what? I don't even know. Maybe they give him
It's been told you, just carry your notes and go there. You learn on the job.
You will have a new notebook as well. You carry your old notes, we'll give you a new notebook. and I noticed the last game he was, you could see he wanted to write notes, but he had to refrain because so much criticism he got, so much internet memes. But you could see he wanted to write, but he was like, I better not write it. They advised me, stop this writing nonsense because you're becoming a joke. And but you know, on a serious note, I was just thinking out to myself while Elba was speaking, why they haven't fired this PE teacher. And I think when I think deep, I think there's a reason behind that. So for me, maybe the board, the owners see that these players have taken control. They are once again Chelsea Football Club about to throw another manager under the bus. So in order for the board to sort of like control the players, that you know what, we're not going to give you the satisfaction. You are stuck with this guy. You guys better shape up. Don't throw another manager under the bus. We won't accept your nonsense, your usual Chelsea nonsense, throwing the toys out of the pram and taking control, hijacking, as the Chelsea players always do traditionally. They take control of the dressing room. Maybe this is their way of saying, you know what, no, screw you guys. You're stuck with this manager. You're stuck with those 8-year contracts. You guys are going nowhere. You better put up or shut up. And this is the reality. That's just my theory.
Yeah, but I was also looking at this Rosinia guy, and I think to some extent, BlueCo has been a very, very, very bad employer to young managers. What they are doing to young managers. Do you know that we are the guys who broke Graham Potter? We broke Graham Potter. But Graham Potter was a promising manager.
Hang on. Elaborate. How broke Graham Potter?
We gave him. He came in and took a very big job. He came in and he found 100 players in the dressing room. To some extent, now he had to export some players to have their locker rooms inside the hotel room. And you need to have 3 shifts whenever you are coaching. So you are coaching team A in the morning, then in the afternoon you are coaching team B, then beyond that at night you are coaching team C. So he doesn't have time to prepare for games. And then recently he said that Chelsea is not being run like a football.
You are 50% right. You are 50% right. You are 50% right.
Okay.
The other 50%, it's that guy himself. Guys, do you know how that guy was reacting on the bench when they were winning the team? That guy was like someone who has no idea, nothing to do.
But he studied emotional intelligence. You see, he was a very cool guy. He has a master's in emotional intelligence.
Then he came for emotion.
If Mehdi was a coach, he would be Potter.
Yeah, but Potter, to be fair, Potter as a human being, like Rosinia, as a human being, as just a normal person, he's a very nice guy, very likable, very friendly. By the way, his mentality is perfect for Swedish. He has a Swedish mentality, that same kind of mindset, that very reserved, that very calm, not shouting, just very quiet, very polite, never point fingers, just a very, very, very cold attitude. That's how Swedish, Danish, many ways, and Potter, obviously. So maybe in Premier League football, it's a dog-eat-dog world. You better be loud. You better be cutthroat, or else. Look at Pepsi. Even Pepsi, you see him loud in the touchline. You see him with Pepsi's training sessions. They are violent. When I say violent, they're not physically violent, but verbally and probably mentally. So you have to have that bit of a shithousery, a bit of a bastard. If you're going to take control of these players, if you're too much of a nice guy, these players, they'll eat you, chew you out, and spit you out like it was yesterday's lunch. And I think maybe you, yes, but that said, you saw Tottenham went down this route. They brought in some sort of hard guy. Who's his name? Dragoslav, or what the hell is his name? This guy here, the one they just fired. What's this guy's name? To do or to do not. So what's his name? Hard guy, hard liner. It didn't work. Some circumstances you need a shoulder, hand over the shoulder. Some circumstances you need a kick in the backside. You just got to just take each group at a time as it is. And I'm not sure that Chelsea. If I was to ask you, Mr. Tyrone, with these Chelsea players,
have you seen what Mehdi has shared here? When I said that Potter would be Mehdi if Mehdi was a manager.
What did he say?
He showed these eyes. Mehdi is a psychologist. So I was telling him that if he was a manager, it would be like Potter.
It's a pity Mehdi's not here because he would explain the psychological thing a lot better. Because I just wanted, I'd like to hear, if I was going to ask you a question. So these Chelsea players here, do they need a hand on their shoulder or do they need a kick up the backside?
They need a good manager.
No, but how should they be treated? Should they be like told them it's not your fault?
Christian, I can answer you this way. When you have your children in your house, they want to be big like you. They want to be like that, their daddy. They want, you see, those young players we have, what they want to be legends, to be world class players. This is what they want. They are ambitious. But it seems at the club, we are not going to give them the opportunity to be what they want to be. They are talented. Look, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, they are talented. And for them, they think one day to be world-class players.
But you said, if you like your kids, they want to be like their daddy. They want to emulate their father. Now, what if those kids are behaving badly, not doing right, they're lazy, they're not working hard? What does the father do?
They
are talented.
Yes.
I've just said that they are.
No, so but the question? What does the father do or say?
No, when I talk about the father now, in their context is they are looking at, I don't know, to Lionel Messi. They are looking at Cristiano Ronaldo. This is what they are looking. Trophies, Ballon d'Or. This is what they are looking at. But we are not now offering them the environment which they can develop to be world-class player.
But you still don't answer the question. So if your children, you said they want to emulate their father, and you can see they're being lazy, they're not working hard, they're doing bad things, what does the father do or say?
No, actually, it's not what I'm saying at Chelsea. I'm saying the young players, they are ambitious, so they want to improve day by day. But now they are at Chelsea. They are in BlueCo system.
So you mean that you're saying the coaching is not good enough? That's what you're saying.
First of all, they need and then those guys, they now have to change their mind. Remember what Elba said. Is happy because what they are thinking, their plan is failing. Now we hope that because they fail, if you fail to do something, you need just to change the way of doing it. This is what we hope they can understand.
What change should happen? This is the question.
Okay. For me, the first
I can
change
answer that.
yes. The first change what they should make, for example, they need some senior in the team, some experienced players, especially in the defense.
You saw what Kukurela said today. You saw what Kukurela said. He said that
Yeah.
yes, we do understand their policies about signing players, but when you want to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, you also need those players like who can take you, because some of these players understand what Thiago Silva did for Chelsea to win the Champions League.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Mr.
Uh,
Mehdi, how are you?
oh, I wanted to go before Mehdi spills his, but because Christian asked about a solution, because I've been thinking
Okay.
about the solution, and again, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a billionaire, but Mr. Christian and the rest of the panel, at least some of us have been watching soccer, football long enough. Mr. Christian, you have been watching for a long time. You asked me solution. For one, I will get a world-class sporting director. And if I insist that I must keep these two clowns, the ones running right now, I will split them into two. World-class sporting director for the overall project, the two for the player trading scheme of making profit. Now, when I get a world-class sporting director, I will get a world class coach. Why? Because I need to bridge the fact that we have a young team. So, how can I compensate for them to learn? I will get a world class coach, and then I will sprinkle it with at least two very experienced players so that in times of doubt, there's somebody to look up to. So you see, this PR club, this is how they threw Maresca on the bus when we were getting red cards. They said they felt from the top that a lot of the issues with the players' discipline was down to Maresca. But if we analyze all the records that came up, they weren't all his fault. I mean, he's on the side of the line. There's no way he told Malagusto to make that type of challenge. But if you sprinkle personalities within the team, you guys remember when we used to have the Drogbas, and the Michael Ballack's. I mean, the Lampard, there was an air where sometimes the players took responsibility. Like, we're going to go through this. We're down, we're going to go up, and we're going to find a way to grind. But also, they held each other accountable. We have none of that. There's an arrogance to this recipe that I'm happy is failing, because if this had worked, other teams would have tried to do the same.
I do agree with you. I
Elba,
do agree.
before you go, I have just an information for you. DRC is playing tonight with Jamaica to qualify for World Cup. It's just an information. Please watch that game. Support.
Okay. I have no allegiance to any of the two teams. He's
Yeah.
making.
My money's on DRC for sure. They have
Okay,
better
thank
players.
you. Thank
They
you.
have better players. They have better players. And
Thank
this
you.
guy, this, Mr. Tyrone, I have a bone to pick with this Mr. Tyrone. I have an issue with the Mr. Tyrone here. I have to air my grievances. So this Mr. Tyrone, very, very humble, very, very quiet guy, didn't tell us anything about what's going on in Kenya, his home country. They've built this unbelievable stadium. I've never seen something so beautiful. I watched the video. I thought, what the hell, Mr. Tyrone? Why the hell did you tell us of what you guys have done in your country? This is very disgraceful from you not to share with us only today.
Like how was I even going to share with you? Like, maybe you have seen many of these stadiums, but anyway, it did not come up because we were not talking about AFCON or anything. That it just came up after you asked. Because how would I even have brought it up in the group?
You should be proud. It's something you should be dead proud of from your country has achieved this great milestone, the best stadium in the whole of Africa. And you didn't say anything. What? I would be singing. I'll be singing the praises. Look. I mean, this is so beautiful. The stadium, man.
Let it get finished. It's still under construction.
It's not 80%, 85% finished. It's almost finished. So it's a few bits and pieces, and it's done. The pride of Africa.
But pay attention. Spurs also built a very nice stadium like yours, but you know how
But
they
we are not good in football. I don't know why, Isaac, you must be envious. Let us hear from Mr. Mehdi. Mehdi, how are you?
He fell
Mehdi,
asleep.
how are you?
Uh, I'm good. How are you guys? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We already see you. You're in bed.
No, no. I was doing an assignment. Sorry.
Very low the
Yeah.
volume, maybe.
Actually, I think it's because of my AirPods.
No, now you're okay. Hello.
Can you guys hear me now?
Aha,
Yeah.
now we can hear you. Yes, much better.
Yeah, it's like I was saying. Yeah, sorry, I was doing an assignment. Yeah, I think you guys have been landing it pretty well. I don't really have much to add. The only thing is maybe that, apparently one of the owners of BlueCo, his name is Wiz. Apparently he had a really strong dislike for Abramovich, and from what I heard, I don't know how true this is that he likes to see this Chelsea legacy fall purely out of his dislike for Abramovich, and he was also seen on Epstein Island, which is another controversy. But the more you know, the worse it gets. Another thing I'll add is the ownership do have a lot of bad rep behind them. Like, I get that Roman Abramovich was associated with war, but these guys, from what I heard, it goes deeper than that. So I think these are the things that we also have to keep in mind when talking about owners. Not only so if they're not really ethical with human beings, we can't really expect them to be ethical with our club, because if they can exploit others, what makes you think they can't really exploit an institution?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying sabotage.
Yeah, sabotage. I mean, the thing is, like, they're not gonna treat it like football club, right? They're gonna just treat it like how we said, like an organization they want to exploit money from.
Franchise, like a
Yeah,
franchise.
like a franchise. At the end of the day, obviously Wiz can't do what he wants because there are other shareholders who also want their money. But these owners, they do have to go. It's nice though, because a lot of fans are turning. Even if you go into Chelsea comments, you'll see a lot of stickers of BlueCo out. You can see players starting to turn. There's going to be a protest outside the Man United game. And apparently, Man United fans are also going to join to protest against their owners. Strasbourg fans are flying from France to join. So it looks like it's catching heat. And from what I've heard, is that the owners are trying to piss their pants a little bit. How true it is, I don't know. I'm just giving you guys some murmurs
But
that I'm
they're
hearing.
trying to do what, Mehdi?
They're trying to basically take the attention away from the protest, but they are failing pretty badly.
Yeah, with
Like,
this
because
silly transfer.
if you go see Sky Sports and a lot of these channels, a lot of them aren't speaking about the fact that there's a protest coming up, right? And a lot of these people have been told that. And now Jamie Carragher has spoken on it, Cucurella has spoken on it. Most fan channels are starting to turn on them. The Chelsea comments are filled with blue crowd stickers. So from what I heard, they are kind of scared. But I guess we'll have to see what happens until the United game. For all we know, this season is probably a write-off unless you guys feel differently.
I
Mehdi,
really
sorry,
hope Manchester United join us. I hope Manchester United join us.
Mehdi, sorry to interrupt you. Do you think that this protest they are doing has an impact on them? Are they making attention to whatever the fans are doing?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, from what I heard, Isaac, is that they want to stop the game from starting, right? So that's the intensity they want of the protest, because then you're forced to give it attention. So they want to delay the United game, or they want it to be postponed. So then the media starts covering it because the thing is, because it's a private equity, they have a lot of stakeholders. And from what I heard with stakeholders, if they feel like the image of an organization is bad, because right now BlueCo is also in a lot of debt. If you go watch Johnny Minerals and Eunice's video, financially they're not doing well. So there's already pressure on that. Now you add more pressure with the fact that your image is being tarnished. People are going against the model. There's a high chance that stakeholders will start pulling their funds out and be like, you know what, I just want to take my funds away and out of this project. So that's what they're trying
But
to
that
do
is good.
mainly.
But that is good because it will force them to sell.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's why it could have a impact, but we just pray that they can stop the game from starting. I think that would be massive. I think it will also be massive if Strasbourg fans are seen there. Because then you're saying this owner has basically effed up two clubs, you know, and then you add in like Man United, who will protest against their owners. American owners are now all around gonna have a bad reputation in England. Because from what I heard, for voting rights, they just need 14 American owners, and they want that number. So when it happens, they can Americanize British football, so they can turn they can make a North versus South match in England. They can make an All Stars game. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is, but I'm
Yeah,
just giving you guys the murmurs.
that is what Egbali said. Egbali said that English football is 30 years and 20 years behind because they want to bring Beyonce during halftime shows and and Jay-Z to perform before the game starts, and a lot of hot dogs and McDonald's being sold in. Christian knows these things.
But that is, I watch American football, as you know, in basketball. That is all part of the package you get. But this is, yeah, they've got to make. But I don't subscribe to this nonsense about they trying to sabotage. You're not going to invest billions into a football club and then sabotage your own investment and lose all your money. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Only just
No,
because
not
you
them.
dislike the
Not them.
previous owner. Sorry.
No, 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 not them. Like Wiz obviously isn't gonna sabotage, but from what I heard, he does have a dislike for Abramovich. Not that he wants Chelsea to fail, but he just wants to like ruin the identity, so it brings him money. You get me? So if Chelsea
Remember,
don't
even
win and it benefits him, it does kind of make him happy. Yeah.
did you see what he did? That's why there is this constant thing with Chelsea where they're trying to expose everything of Abramovich. You remember, you've noticed that they say, oh,
Yeah.
you know, this signing here, Abramovich bribed this guy. It's like a move of trying to tarnish Abramovich's name. So you are saying that there is actually somebody who has a hidden vendetta against him.
I mean, the thing with Abramovich is, first of all, yeah, Wiz doesn't like him, but secondly, it's also because it's also they're trying to save themselves with PR because their PR is getting really bad, so they're trying to take the attention away from them. And the thing is, from what it's kind of funny because okay, yeah, he bribed, but for the other charges, from what I know, I don't think FFP was in place yet when Abramovich did those things. So it just doesn't make sense. And secondly, like Arsenal were also like found guilty and they won two of their titles in the 90s. So like for all those people who are saying all our titles are irrelevant, I'm like, well then Arsenal's titles in the 90s are also irrelevant. And FFP was introduced because of Abramovich. So, you know, there was nothing really regulating the finances of our club worked at that time. Yes, the briberies, whatever, but the rest, I think, is just an agenda sometimes, to be honest, because you know how the media is. City have 115 charges, everyone jumps on it. Another team has another, they'll just jump on it because people like, at least from what I can see, in my opinion, I'm not like an expert or anything, but when you can see, it looks like people love negative attention and to jump on it and to talk about drama and see big clans fall down.
Mehdi, I have a question.
Sure.
You've talked about Manchester City. Is it true that they're going to have 60 points deducted?
The thing is, it's looking likely because you can see official sites that are saying, right, like the Athletic. So I think when the Athletic have come out and said it, because they're really like, you know, they're also brown envelopes, right, of BlueCo from what I've heard. So they probably have a lot of insider information. If that happens, it probably means Arsenal win a title. It probably means Tottenham gets saved from relegation, if you think about it. So it does
Mm.
look likely to happen, but I don't know when it will happen. I don't know if it will happen by this
That's
season
why.
or if it will
That's
happen
why
at the
Pep.
start of next season.
And that's why
Yeah.
Pep is going. That's why Pepsi is going. Pepsi cannot coach in the championship.
Uh,
And that's why I think even Rodri said that he wants to go. You know, you had that thing. Rodri already
Yeah.
talking for Madrid. I would bring Rodri at Chelsea.
I mean, I mean, we do need some experience, to be honest. We do need some
Yeah, I'll bring
experience.
him.
So you want to sell Lavia and bring Rodri?
No, not to start, but like just for some experience. You know, sometimes like the figurehead there makes a difference. Like, even if Thiago Silva was like 30 or 40, whatever, like, he doesn't have to play, but he can just be in the dressing room, you know, to keep things calm, to guide the young players. Because you saw it when we had like the Champions League winning team, when we had experience mixed with youth. It worked out because Havertz and Werner were young at that time, but then they had like Thiago Silva, they had Kante, they had Kovacic, they had Jorginho, Azpilicueta, even Reece James. At that time, he wasn't a Champions League winner. But sometimes you just need these figureheads there to kind of guide you because they've been there.
Okay, so maybe you think by next season this BlueCo might change their idea.
No, 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 no. Blueco will definitely not change their idea because they've put too much money into it. Like they're either gonna leave or they're gonna just continue the model. That's why like people want to protest because they know changing the model won't work. Only kicking the ownership out will. They've invested too much in this project, from what I've heard, to change it, and they're too stubborn. And every time they've come out in interviews, they have been very firm on their ideology of this project, and that they're not gonna like deviate from it. So they are, I can say pretty confidently, they will not change the model unless like they'll do something to please Chelsea fans. Like they'll buy a young player, but a good one, like Yildiz. So for that PR thing.
Okay, so next season we are going to join Spurs.
but I was going to ask that question to Mr. Mehdi because he's a psychologist, a proper one, not just not a pocketbook psychologist like some of us, a real life one. So, in your
Like,
humble opinion, in your humble opinion, if you look at the current mental state of this Chelsea squad and the relationship between them and the PE teacher, that is one question. How do you see that relationship? Is it a relationship which is broken down, or is it a relationship where the manager has lost the plot and is being dominated by the players? Two, um, what do these players need? Do they need a kick up the backside, a hand to the shoulder, or do they need something completely different?
Okay, first of all, let me just reiterate, I am a student, I'm not a psychologist. For anyone watching, I'm still learning and finishing my degree, and I can't say for certain what these people think or feel. But from what I've seen, and never can because I would need more time with them, of course. But like, from what I've seen, the first question, I think the players still sound like they're still suffering from the aftershock of Maresca gone, because a lot of them don't look like they've really moved on from it. So even if Rosinha is there, I think they're still trying to handle that impact, because you see Cucurella say that. You saw how the players reacted when Maresca went out. It looked like the spirit of the squad just got, taken out of them because they knew that this manager was, wanting to win. He had that hunger, he had that desire, and it was matching the players' ambition. Now they've just had all of it stripped away from them. So as for Rosinha and them, I don't think they're resonating with him well because the way it looks, they still haven't moved on from the last gaffer. And do these players need a kick up an ass or something? I think they just need a clearer direction because, in my opinion, I feel like they're probably confused because the model is all over the place. From what it looks like and sounds like, is that they were given certain promises of titles, maybe, or certain things, but and now these promises aren't being fulfilled. Just like it when it started to look like it was about to be with the last manager. So I think they just need a direction more than anything. Show them that you actually care about winning. Hire an elite gaffer, hire senior players, because players can't believe in a vision of titles when all you bring them is children. Like they're not stupid. They can see right through you. And unfortunately, all of these players actually know more than us than what's going on in the club. But from what I've heard, they're all on non-disclosure agreements, which means they legally cannot say or come out and speak against the club. Otherwise, they will be in legal trouble. So
But
that's
I think
just
they are the
my
ones leaking
interpretation.
the news. They are probably the ones leaking the news. The ones leaking the
Maybe.
news. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a Manchester United fan, and he told me also that there's a certain United player who used to leak team news whenever he doesn't play.
Garnacho, I know Garnacho used to leak team news.
Through his brother.
Yeah. I mean, people are saying it's either Fofana or Delap, from what I've heard. But no, it's Fofana or Garnacho or Delap, one of those three. Yeah, but I think that's the issue, right? If a club doesn't have an identity and it's just all over the place, I mean, it just makes sense that people are gonna want to start to leave. The fans have already abandoned you. The players trying to abandon you. And soon enough, the investors are probably gonna start abandoning you as well. So I think we're heading to the point where BlueCo's quote-unquote project is probably gonna, in my opinion, the way I see it, probably end by this season. They'll have to make full-scale changes if we keep this pressure going and if we don't fold as fans.
Thank you, Mehdi, for that charged up session. I'm seeing we've gone for quite some time until Isaac has gone. Christian, you can give your final remarks, then Mehdi can close.
Yeah, I definitely I'll be taking no part in any kind of protest. I just think it's a lot of nonsense, and I trust in the process and the long-term process. I know you don't want to hear that, but I just don't see how what is going to change. To change nothing. Yes, we can go there, we can cry, and we can express our concerns and grievances. But at the end of the day, it's their money, and we can't really do anything. Yes, we can express how we feel and all that, but they're not going to change, and not until, of course, if there's empty stadiums and what have you. Then maybe yes, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go. You guys, wish you a fabulous evening, and God bless. Take care, and we speak.
Thank you, Christian. Mehdi, anything?
Yeah, I mean, I do hear Christian side as well. Sometimes protests can feel pointless, but there's no harm in trying. The more we feel powerless, the more we become powerless, So as long as we're all making a big effort, it's better than nothing. And at the end of the day, we are major stakeholders because we are the fans. If we don't go stadiums, if we speak up, it can make more of a difference than if we all just think that we can't do anything. So I guess it's worth something. But of course, at the end of the day, we just hope that the protests are successful and the ownership are eventually kicked out.
Thank you very much. Mehdi. And thank you very much, everyone, for coming. And it's been a while since we did a live stream, but it's okay. So hopefully they are able to extend the international break for another week. If so, the pain continues. See you.